Okay, do you see my screen? Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Wendy. Thank you, Tanha, for the introduction. I'm the MSSP supervisor here at CalOptima Health, the Multipurpose Senior Services Program. Thank you, Orange County Caregiver Resource Center, for inviting me here today to talk more about our program and how we can benefit you. Okay, we'll have opportunities for questions at the end of the slide today. Okay, so the topics that I will be covering today is the purpose of our program, the history and content, oversight and monitoring of our program, our funding source, the requirements to be in our program, the services we provide, and our staffing, and CalOptima as a whole. Okay. So the objective of our program, the Multi-Purpose Senior Services, or short MSSP, is to delay or avoid the premature placing of nursing facilities while fostering independent living. We want to make sure that you can keep your family members safe at home for as long as possible so they don't end up in the nursing home long term. And we do this by providing care management. And because of the care management service we provide, we're actually saving the state money because it does cost more to place someone in a nursing home long term. So we're trying to lower the state's cost overall. The MSSP history is started in efforts to address the frail elderly in California. It started out as a pilot program, and now it is actually statewide. We are funded by the Home and Community-Based Medicaid Waiver Program. What that means is you can only be in one of these waiver program. Assisted living waiver is also a Medicaid waiver program. The HBCA waiver is also a waiver program, so participants can only be in one of them. Another new one is enhanced care management. That's also a Medicaid waiver program, so participants can only be in one of them. CalOptima started in the program here at CalOptima Health started in March of 2001. And now there are 30 MSSP sites statewide in California. CalOptima got the bid from Orange County Social Services Agency in 2008, and now we merged both sites in 2009. So what that means is we just grew our program at that time. We receive our funding through state and federal. So historically, CalOptima Health manages the MSSP site in Orange County and served 455 participants monthly. However, in the year 2021-2022, California Department of Aging approved CalOptima Health for an additional 113 slots. So now we have the capacity to fill 568 participants monthly. Who is eligible for our program? In order to be eligible, you must meet the following requirements. Age 60 or older. That's new. It used to be 65. So now we can serve participants 60 years and older. You also have to be receiving Medi-Cal under an appropriate aid code. So we do run eligibility once we get the referral to make sure you do have Medi-Cal under the appropriate aid code. You can have a share of costs. However, we do have to get proof that you are paying your share of costs in order to receive our services. Participants also has to be certifiable for placement in nursing home. That means you have to be frail older adults and have needs with your ADLs and IADLs to be eligible. You also have to reside in Orange County and have appropriate need for care management services. And we will determine that when we do the screening process. Our staffing consists of the site director. We also have 3 supervisors. I'm one of them. We have 8 social work care managers, 7 registered nurse care managers, 4 medical authorization assistants, 1 accounting specialist, and we do have a pharmacist that helps review medications that's provided through CalOptima Health. Our program operations, so our program is completely voluntary. You can join our program and you can disenroll at any time. We do mutual care planning. We meet upon enrollment and annually to develop a care plan that is monitored on a monthly basis. We do interdisciplinary team meetings that consist of the social worker, the nurse, and the supervisor to review the care plans. Participants may remain in our program as long as there's care management needs. If there's no longer care management needs, then we can discuss possible termination from our programs. We do annual reassessment. I mentioned that we meet annually to reassess your needs. However, throughout the year, we do quarterly home visits and we do monthly contacts. And during that time, we can also continually reassess needs, do care plan updates as needed. Our program does annual level of care certifications. What that means is every year our nurse will review the records to make sure that the participants still are certifiable for nursing placement to be eligible for our program. Once a year, we do an alternative discipline home visit. What that means is when our participant is enrolled in our program, they will be assigned to a care manager. That care manager can either be a social worker or a nurse. So if you are assigned a social worker, once a year, the alternative discipline, the nurse, will visit you. And we do that as a collaboration to make sure that the other discipline sees you as a nursing perspective and make sure we address any problems or needs from that perspective instead of a social worker. We also have participants also has the rights to appeal. If there's anything on the care plan or something you don't agree upon, you do have the rights to appeal through a state fair hearing request. So with MSSP, who can make referrals? Anyone can make a referral to our program. We welcome referrals from all different resources. We get them through Orange County Caregiver Resource Center when they identify our participants that can benefit from our program. We get referrals from hospitals, home health agencies, in-home supportive services, friends, word of mouth. We can get referrals from all walks of life. How does one make a referral? We do have a referral form, and I provided to Tan Hall already. So after the meeting, she can distribute to all of those in attendance. We ask you fill it out to your best knowledge. There's also a phone number on that referral form that you can call if you need help filling it out or have further questions. Once you fill out the form, you can email it to us or fax it, and that number and email is provided on that referral form. What does it take to get someone on MSSP? Once we receive the referral, our medical authorization assistants will run the Medi-Cal to make sure they have the appropriate aid code and they have Medi-Cal. Once that happens, you will be placed on a list to be screened. That's when a supervisor will call to make sure you are eligible for a program and certifiable for the level of care. So that's a pre-screening that we do. And if you are not eligible, we kind of tell you that up front, refer you to any other resources that you could benefit from. If you are eligible at that time of screening, we will place you on the wait list for further enrollment and assessment. Right now, we have a wait list of about 1 to 3 months. We do enroll based on level of acuity when we screen you. So those higher level of acuity will have priority for enrollments. So the services we provide, we are a home-based care management program. That means you don't come to us, we don't have an office, but we do come to you. We do visits 3 to 6 months at minimum, and all the other times our care manager will be telephonically. We do coordination with participant support system as well. Once we have authorization to release information, we can collaborate with caregivers, family members, authorized representative to make sure your needs are met. We do intensive case management services to eligible participants to enable them to remain in their home safely. Some of the type of services that we provide are informal, referred, and purchase services, and I'll talk more about those type of services in the next slides. So informal services we provide are just touching bases with family members, personal representatives, support system, friends, and neighbors. We loop them in to see how we can work collaboratively to help you get your needs met. So that's what we mean by informal services, collaboration, contacts with the informal services. Referred services are services we refer to community agencies to help get your needs met. And this can be referrals to in-home supportive services, CBAST, CalAIM via CalOptima Health, that's internally. So we can make that internal referral and follow up on those CalAIM services. We make referrals to home delivered meals, Medi-Cal covered incontinence supplies. So we collaborate with your doctors, get prescription for those incontinence supplies, submit them to the vendors, and get them covered for you. Housing allowances, when we know that HUD is taking wait list, we identify those who are in needs of it and communicate that and hope to get on the wait list. We refer to SSI benefits if needed, legal aid, food banks, and other city-funded programs such as weatherization programs. Different cities have minor home repair services, so we will transportation resources that are city funded. So we look at all those programs and see what you can benefit and will provide the appropriate referred services. Our big, more referred services is what I mentioned was Medi-Cal cover services. We also do Medicare services such as home health, hospice, medical equipments, medications. So we collaborate with your provider, get the prescription needed for any medical equipments that you might benefit from, and refer them to the appropriate vendors that can bill Medicare for those services. And we also do that with Medi-Cal covered items, such as out-of-home respite, incontinence supplies, portable ramps, grab bars, over-the-counter medications, transportation such as an EMT, that's wheelchair or gurney transport. And we do those authorization internally at CalOptima Health. So there's a whole different department. So we can collaborate with them to make sure that your family members can get the appropriate transportation to their medical appointments. There's also NMT that we do in here at CalOptima Health, and that's for transportation to medical appointments. So we can provide you with that resource as well. So a big thing that we do here at CalOptima Health MSSP is purchase services. As part of our waiver fundings, we have a budget to purchase things for our participants who are unable to provide that themselves due to their limited income and limited financial resources. So once we exhaust informal help, exhaust referred services, we have funding to purchase things for our participants. And some of the common things that we provide are the emergency response system. We also can supplement homemaker services, personal care, in-home respite once resources are exhausted. So if the Orange County Caregiver Resource Center exhausts respite funding, we can provide that once you have utilized CalAIM and exhausted their supplemental homemaker services and personal care. We can provide that. We have several vendors we work with, and we will pay for that. And it's really on a case-to-case basis. Our care manager will assess the need to make sure it's appropriate, and we will care plan to purchase homemaker services and personal care. And it is limited. It is just to help buy some time if that person doesn't have an IHSS caregiver and needs help right away, and so they can hire a new one, or if caregiver is experiencing burden and stress and just need a week or a month break and exhausted all the other refer services out there, we can step in and provide that help temporarily. Like I said, it's based on case to case, and we just do that determination during our assessment. We also provide diet compliant home delivered meals as well. We can also help purchase ONS, which is Glucerna, Boost, or Ensure. That's also on an as needed basis. If they are denied by Medi-Cal or Medicare, and they meet certain needs, we can assess that and purchase that for our participant as well. We also can do minor home repairs. If for some reason CalAIM can't provide that services, we'll definitely look into it. I already mentioned in-home services. Another big thing that we provide is personal care items that are not covered by Medi-Cal or Medicare, and that's a big one. That can be gloves. The caregiver uses wipes, creams, washcloth, caress, incontinence spray, protective barrier creams. These are items that caregiver needs on a monthly basis to provide care to prevent skin breakdown, because having skin breakdown can end up, then the person can end up in the hospital, need further home health services. So we're trying to prevent all that by providing you with the necessary personal care items at home. Some other purchase services is transportation. For example, if the participant doesn't have a caregiver and needs to be escorted to a medical appointment, we can provide escort temporarily as well. Some other items we purchased are pillbox, handheld shower hose, bath mats, bath rugs, sharps container grabbers. During the summer, we purchase fans. The winter time is coming. We assess the needs for heater. We provide emergency kits, some appliances, large and small, based on needs. And if there's no other communities resources out there providing it, we can also purchase it with our waiver fundings. So those are a little overview of MSSP program and what the services we can provide. Does anyone have any questions today?
Thank you, Wendy. Yes, if anyone have any question, please feel free to put on the chat, or you can ask Wendy directly. But yeah, this is very informative uh, that you gave us, Wendy. And I'm sure that, there's a lot of people might not know about your program, and hopefully that they will be able to reach out to you and receive the services they need for their
Yeah.
loved one or for themselves.
Yeah, so I know a lot of you here are caregivers, having that support from a care manager on our team that will check on you monthly, to make sure your needs are met. It really alleviates any caregiver stress and burden just to have that extra person be there for you, answer your questions. We not only just provide purchase services and just check in, we are your walking resource as well. Someone that can give you the appropriate resources, answer questions, the in-home supportive process, how that works. We can walk you through it. So we're here as a care manager to make sure your needs are met and manage you in any way so that you can better take care of your loved ones.
Right. Yes. Um, there's a question on the chat, Wendy, that
Mhm.
James Lee asked, can we get a copy of the presentation?
Yes, I believe I sent that to Tanha.
Yes.
So you can email it to all those are in attendance, the slide, and the referral form.
Yes, absolutely. I will email it out to you all, the slides and the form. And the question from Deborah Morgan asked, does Wendy have contact information she may share?
Yes, so I'll put in the chat the MSSP phone line. Our medical authorization assistant is on standby today, just to answer any questions you have about our program.
Great, thank you. And another question from James Lee asked, which county you cover?
So we cover Orange County. There's a CalOptima, there's an MSSP site in other counties as well. And if needed, we can refer you to them.
Okay, great. Thank you. The question from Julia Smith asked, can a married individual with Parkinson's disease be eligible for a MC, or is all family income used for eligibility?
So
Medi-Cal.
eligibility is as long as you have Medi-Cal with the appropriate A code. We're not looking at household income. We're just looking at that individual as long as they have Medi-Cal. If they do have a share of cost because of their own income, then as long as they can show that they are paying and taking care of their share of cost, then they can utilize MSSP services.
Right. That's great. Um, yeah, anyone have any more question or need any information, please feel free to put on the chat. We still have time, and Wendy's here to answer our questions. And yes, Wendy is so amazing. The program, I know this program since I work for the adult day healthcare program, and it's very helpful, and especially that for those folks that live alone um, and don't have a lot of help from family members or and I think this is really good programs for.
Yeah, it's very all inclusive. We provide all these different resources, purchase services that you might need, and we do a very thorough assessment once someone is enrolled in our program. You'll meet with a social worker and a nurse. We cover the whole biopsychosocial to make sure we cover everything about your health from head to toes, your everyday life, your needs every day with your ADLs, and we can identify barriers and how we can help you.
Great, thank you. And Barbara Ortega, she didn't have any question, but she just wanted said thank you, very helpful.
Yeah.
And Julia Smith questions, um, do all counties offer all the program you presented today?
So in California, there are 38 counties that have MSSP programs. So if the counties don't have, I believe the nearby county can cover the services because we do home visits. So it has to make sense to drive to the participant home to provide them with services because we do go in the home and we do safety evaluation. And that's where we identify needs for any medical equipments and supplies to help coordinate them. So it has to make sense. But yes, there's 38 MSSP programs out there in
Great,
California.
thank you, Wendy. And Deborah asked, where would we find a list of participating counties?
Um, I can I can see if there's an MSS site on the CDA that will list all the 38 counties and forward it to Tanha.
Thank you. Yeah. And when I receive that from Wendy, I will email it to you all with that information. And then
Okay.
Kathy asked, when you mentioned you have 568 participant slots, does that mean you are limited to providing MSSP services to just 568 families in OC? If that is the case, what is the current number of families enrolled?
Yeah, so the 568 slots is per participants, and that is based on our state funding. We're allotted to serve that many people because of our funding that we receive every fiscal year. Right now, our current enrollment is 568, and that's why we do have a wait list of 1 to 3 months. When people fall off our program is if someone passes away, someone doesn't have any more care management needs, someone is institutionalized long term, or they go into a different waiver program, such as the Assisted Living Waiver Program or HBCA waiver program, or they just voluntarily choose not to need the program anymore. So we do lose participants on a monthly basis, and that's how we have the capacity to enroll new people.
Yeah. Great, thank you. And then Deborah to say thank you, and Julia Smith to say thank you for all the information. I remember Wendy back then that you guys normally do the home visit, and I can't remember how often that you and the nurse that come out to visit the client.
Yeah. So the initial visit or the assessment will be a social worker and a nurse. It's two different visits, and that's when we do the home safety checklist by the social worker. After enrollment, we used to do visits on a quarterly basis. However, with COVID and with CDA, they did change the requirements. So if there are no safety issues or concerns, we can waive the quarterly home visits. However, the opposite discipline visit where the nurse or the social worker comes out has to happen once a year. So at minimum, you have a visit every 6 months. And then annually, we have to do the home visit again to do the reassessment.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah. But all the
Um,
other months will be, telephonic contacts to check in on all your needs and review the care plans.
Oh, great, thank you. Um, with the safety return bracelets, if somebody's family members that they need that, can they call MSSP to request that?
Yeah, so participants on our program, we do refer them to the Safe Return program. However, we don't purchase that. If the Alzheimer's Association has funding to provide that, we do refer participants over there to pay for that bracelet.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's great information to
yeah.
know. Yeah. So, is anyone else have any question for Wendy today? And Wendy did put on the number for to be contact. And if you have any questions, please feel free to call Wendy or her teams, or even if you don't know how to fill out the form, you can call the number and they will walk you through as well. And then even if you might forget Wendy's number, you can call us, Caregiver Resource Center. So then we will provide it for you. But I will email out the slides for the presentation today, as well as the referral form that Wendy's provided. The other question Deborah asked, where would we find a list of? Oh, I think I'm sorry, I already did that. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, and if anyone needs help, filling out the form, like you don't have a computer or any way to do that, please call our number. Our medical authorization assistants will help fill out the form with you over the phone.
Right. Yeah. So I guess this if anyone, no one have any questions, so I guess this is our class that will be ended today. But I want to take this moment to thank a special thank you to Wendy that willing and to collaborating with us today and give us like a very informative class. And thank you, you all, for your time and participating. At any time, if you have any questions for Wendy's program or our programs, please feel free to give us a call. Um, Wendy's number or our number that I provided on the screen earlier. But yeah, that's all for us today. And thank you so much, Wendy. And thank you,
Thank you, everyone, for
everyone.
having me and listening in. Please stay warm and dry today.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
bye.
goodbye, everyone.